Hey, Chris here. So I'm at Arrowhead State Park and I'm at the Wilderness Campground. It's located by the boat ramp at the far east side of the park. And it's not a really high used campground or anything. It's a lot of people don't even know about it, honestly. I think that's why it's called Wilderness. It's at the very far end, the end where Narconon Drug Rehabilitation Center is, and that may keep people away a little bit, but I'm gonna put the boat in here because it's the very far end, and I'm gonna canoe along the shoreline, the entire shoreline of Arrowhead State Park today, and just give you a little idea of what's going on with that and show people that there's some paddling to do out here, and it's beautiful. It's a great cove for paddling. I mean, not just the Arrowhead coast, but across the way there's privately owned land, and obviously the Corps of Engineers owns all the land next to the lake, but you're allowed to paddle wherever you want in the water, so you can enjoy the scenery of any place in this cove. So I'm going to show you a little bit of it, just the Arrowhead side, but you'll get some views of the other side too, just in the video. But I'm going to put in right here, right across from this private beach. This whole area actually used to be owned by the state and Arrowhead State Park, but they've since sold it. Years go by, things happen, and they've had to get rid of it. But there's a nice private beach over there across the way, and I'll get in the boat and shoot some more video. Okay, so I've just launched at the Wilderness Campground. I'm about to head out into the cove. It's a great cove. I'm guessing there's probably 2 miles of shoreline here in the park. That's a total guess. I do not know for sure, but it's a great area and it should be a good little paddle. Okay, so I've made it over here to this next little cove, and I'm by the boat ramp. And supposedly this is like a really good boat ramp because it's deep and steep. So when the lake's low, it actually is one of the only ones that's functional. And over this way is going to be where the campgrounds start, and there's some swimming beaches and playground, things of that nature, volleyball courts. But this is a cool little cove back in here. I like to crappie fish back in here. Don't tell anybody. But there's also steps over there that you can access your boat from. And this is the boat ramp area. I'm gonna keep on paddling that way. So I'm passing this beach here. This is located just east of the Lakeview Circle campground. There's one campsite there. There's a few more over in those trees over there. And it looks like a good beach for anyone to hang out at. You could day use it. You could pull up right up to it, park, swim. The lake's a little bit low right now, but that's kind of normal actually. It's a great spot to hang out. I've hung out there many a time. Okay, I've made it to the Lakeview Circle area. It's a little view of the coastline on it. There's a bathhouse. Got fish flipping right next to me. There's a playground up here. Pretty new. Swings for adults there. Volleyball. Beach. Pretty good looking beach. Got life jackets there for you. And this is also a campground from about this point right here, like right here, all the way this way. And I think there's like 200 campsites down through here, but it's a cool area. I like camping here. It's a really cool spot down here on this point where the willows grow out over the water. That'll be my next stop, and I'll show you that area. It's not an actual campsite, but it's an area you can access. And this is the view from where I am right now. I'm at Lake Eufaula State Park at Arrowhead, just in the cove. And then the main lake is out this way. At this point of the lake, it's not really a big open area in the main area. It's just a series of channels. Here's a little bit different view of Lakeview Circle campground. I'm approaching this point over here with the willows. That's the west end, maybe northwest of Lakeview Circle. But there's campsites all up into these trees off of the lake. Some right on the lake. Beautiful views. The sun sets right over here in the evenings, and it's just gorgeous. So this is my favorite spot at Lakeview Circle Campground. Perfect hammock tree there. And when the water's at normal level, which is about 2 foot higher than it is now, you hang out over the water and it's just awesome. Some of the best naps ever are taken right there. And this is just a little inlet here. There's a creek that drains in over there from the mountainside. There's a point over here, the popular fishing area, and sunset right over here. Just beautiful. So this is a popular fishing area here at the park. I guess the Fish and Wildlife Department puts these fishing area buoys out. I don't know if that means it's a good spot or if they're just messing with people, but it's here. Little cloud cover. Feels pretty good. It's been nice here in Oklahoma lately. Last few days have been mild compared to what it has been. Large boulders here as I round this point. Just a cool area. All down through here. Just a couple little beaches through here. Just a cool shoreline in general. Very lush and green. You see all kinds of birds. Crane, herring. It's just a cool area. This is another access point here in Arrowhead State Park. It is right between Turkey Flat Campground and Lakeview Circle Campground. It's just a little beach area. Good spot for fishing, bringing people for the day, whatever. You can go all the way down this bank. It's pretty clear. And there's actually a nice sandy beach down this way a little ways around the corner. And I'll be back then. I've been calling this area here the Gator Rocks because there's a few rocks in here that look like alligators. And the water's been at different levels and they've really looked like alligators. But there's also a little campground here, just past, not campground, but a little day use area, camp spot, whatever. And it's located just past Turkey Flat, just around the corner. And keep an eye out for the bear up the power line road, right past Turkey Flat. There's a sandy beach just down from the alligator rocks, just past Turkey Flat campground on the road. It's not very far from the road. When you're at alligator rocks, you're about 50 yards from the road. But this is a cool spot. There's a cool willow tree there to hang out under, and it looks a little green right now. I think that's just grass growing on the sand, but it's got its own little kind of secluded little cove here. And there's another beach right over here. This is a beach that's right out of the back of Turkey Flat Campground. There's actually a road at the back of Turkey Flat Campground, and it accesses this spot on the lake. And it's a really nice area. The park has been working on it, and it's actually a nice beach and a nice road down to it. Anyone can drive down there in a car or truck. Just don't, you know, be stupid about it. But good area, cool little beach here. This is the beach right behind Turkey Flat Campground. Pretty nice area. The park guys have been working on it. Over here you can actually see tractor work being done. They're grading a new beach area out over here on the other side of these bushes from the original just area over here. And there's a road that goes up in there and goes right to Turkey Flat Campground. It's about a 1/10 of a mile from the water. And it's pretty private. There's no roads going right past it or anything. Beautiful sunset views over here in the saddle. Just really nice area. Again, this is Arrowhead State Park in Canadian, Oklahoma on Lake Eufaula. I'm starting to get to the end of the lake down here because there's a lot of trees sticking up out of the water. A lot of them you can't see on here, but here's a giant tree that drifted in with the last storms. Pretty big root ball, but it gets pretty shallow back in here. I'm gonna go a little bit further and show you this one spot, but that'll be about it. I'm not gonna go way back in the, I think the backwater is even dried up. I think I can actually see the end of the lake right now. So I guess I will be going to the end. But yeah, still a cool area, even though the lake's a little low. It just exposes a lot of beach line, makes it to where you can stop anywhere you want pretty much. Hang out in the shade for a minute or whatever. Have a picnic. But very cool. Here's the look back towards where we came from. Probably come a couple miles, couple and a half, but there's Lakeview Circle way over there. You can see the roof of that shelter about to go behind the point. And this is another cool area too, this point over here. It's a big sandy beach area. Very cool. My wife and I hung out over there the other day and built a couple rock stacks, and it's just a cool area, a cool view of the park that you don't normally see. Lots of bird activity out here. There's a whole shoreline of Canada geese over here, just hanging out. Okay, so we're at the end of the lake here, and the area I was wanting to show you was right around this point, but I'm not gonna go over there because it's really shallow and I'd have to walk through muck, and don't want to do that right now. I don't even want to get out of the canoe. But there's a cool pond up there. If you're down in this area, you can't access it anyway other than to canoe over here or walk the trails. You can access it from the trails between the stables and the group camp, and it's actually a really cool pond back up there. It's got stones lining it that have been mortared in. It's an old homestead, and a man and his family used to live there, and I guess he did that before the lake was here. And it's actually a really cool area, but I'm not gonna be able to show you that because it looks muddy, and my paddle bottomed out way out here just a second ago. And I think I was making too much noise for these guys. They're out of here. Okay guys, so I landed over here at this beach that was on the point that I was talking about on the way back to Lakeview Circle. I'm gonna sit in the shade for a second and just enjoy this view right here. It's pretty gorgeous. Check it out. And most of the shoreline around the lake looks pretty much like this. Just real lush vegetation. There's a lot of places that are cleared by private landowners and whatnot, but the Corps is pretty strict on all that. So it looks pretty natural all the way around this lake, which I like. I think everyone likes. But yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching. I hope you come out to Arrowhead State Park and paddle or just hang out, camp. It's a great time. There's a lot of hiking trails. We have like 28 miles of hiking trails. It's some good stuff out on those too. Eventually I'll be putting up some hiking videos from in here once it cools off a little bit. The last couple days are the first cool days we've had in months. It's been 100 for a month now here. It's mid-August. It's about to be backpacking time though, and we'll get some more stuff to you then. Thanks for watching.